Hi everyone, welcome once again to my channel. Today we are going to create a Santa Claus layered art, and here is a picture of the design that also has a message say I'm in town. The materials are on the description below, and we are going to be working with 4 different sections that allowed us to create a design up to 18 inches tall, which is nice. And each section has 4 layers. So we're gonna start with the pants, but either section can be started. There is no specific order. So with all the layers and sections, I recommend to start with the last layer and then add the other ones on top all the way to the top layer. And as I said, it doesn't matter which section you start putting together, because at the end is when we need all the sections to be with the layers together in order to attach them and create one full piece. So I'm using foamy dots, and I'm trying to add a good number of the foamy dots so all the layers are very well attached. So now I have the last layer that goes on top, and with this particular layer it's up to you if you want it glued instead, or if you want to use foamy dots as I'm doing. I'm using smaller foamy dots for this particular layer so they won't be too visible. This one goes center towards the others. So now let's create the hat. This piece is gonna go on top along with the little top. And again, I'm just gonna flip over these layers and start with the last one. So I already put the foamy dots here to save some time. And you can do that also, and then after that you just have to start removing the piece of paper that goes on top of the foamy dots and start attaching the layers one to each other. So now I'm just adding this white section that goes on top of my hat, and then I will add the little one on top of my hat. So now I'm gonna put together the shirt. Again, I already add the foamy dots except for the last one because I'm gonna glue that layer instead. But as I mentioned, it's totally up to you if you want to do that, or you can add foamy dots instead, and then you will add that level of dimension for that layer. So I'm gonna start adding the glue to this layer. And this one, this same as the previous pieces, goes exactly center. So you have kind of like a smaller layer just because it goes right exactly in the center compared to the others. So you have to kind of try to match it this way, so you have that previous layer showing up also all around. And now I'm gonna make the face with the beard. I'm using the layer number 1 and 2 both together. You can kind of see here it's the same color, so it's hard to see on the video, but you will see once the design is completely done. And again, I have foamy dots here already. I'm just gonna add a couple more. And if, I don't know if you noticed, but my first layer has kind of like a line. And it's because I didn't have enough. Well, I didn't calculate you know, for the white paper, and I wanted to get it done, so that's why I decided to do it that way. So with this layer, because I glue the number one with the number 2, again, you can definitely use foamy dots instead, and you will add that dimension. So gluing it this way, like I'm doing, it looks like we have 3 layers instead of 4, just because the number 1 is completely attached to the second one, but you can definitely add foamy dots instead. So now I'm gonna put the pieces for the face. Then I'm gluing also the tongue. And I'm gonna glue this little piece. And the ears. Forgot to cut the second one, so I will have to do that to glue it later. So these are the eyes, and this is the way that they are gonna look, because we want a Santa Claus happy with a happy look. So I'm gluing also the eyebrows. You can attach them with foamy dots also if you want. And I will have to add the other part of the ear, and then this piece will be basically done. So now I have all my sections ready, and I just have to put them or attach them together using these 2 main pieces. These are the ones that you have in black color in the design if you are buying it from my Etsy store. So the pants are gonna go on top of this piece, and then the part that you see left on the side on top, that's the one that is gonna be attached to the shirt. So what I'm doing here is I'm just using hot glue, so I can glue it quickly without having to wait, but you can use normal glue. And then this part is the one that's gonna be glued with this. And with the shirt, don't worry if these 2 pieces don't fit 100%. Just try to make them fit as much as you can. But don't worry if you see a very small gap in between, because these 2 sections are gonna be covered by the white part that goes on top of the shirt, and you will see in a minute. So once you have positioned your shirt, you can go ahead and glue it. So now for the hat, I'm using the top part of the main pieces, and again I'm gonna glue them onto the other. And then with this piece, the bottom part of the white piece that I have, which will be the black one in your SVG design, that's the one that is gonna go attached to the face that we have. Just adding a little bit more glue just to make sure this piece is very well attached. Okay, so this is kind of taking place now. So what I'm gonna do here is kind of calculated how this is gonna be, and the hat needs to be a little bit on top of the face, so it will look like it's just one piece. So I kind of calculate here where my face is going to be, and then kind of checking the back also just to make sure it's not gonna be all far from where it's supposed to be. This part could be my reference, as these pieces have those curves also. And then once we have it in place, these curves that I mentioned, then I can go ahead and glue it also. And for this piece, I definitely recommend to use glue instead of foamy dots, because the face is a little bit heavy. We don't want it to fall over. And we'll be also holding the shirt and the pants, so we want to make sure that this piece is very well attached to the shirt. So now I have my Santa Claus face on top, and now it's time for the hat. So with this, as I said, we need to have the face under the hat, so it will look like one piece. And if you have a little bit of trouble, you can just move the foamy dots that you use to give more space to make fit the face under the hat. That's what I'm doing right now. And then you will be able to make them fit. This part could be a little bit tricky, but it's not hard. You just have to adjust the foamy dots that you use to put the face layers together, and then you are good to go. And the piece that is gonna go on top of the face is actually the white one. Then once you have it in place, you just need to glue the back side. And with this step, you are basically all set to have all the sections together. And I'm just adding a little bit of glue here just to avoid having these top parts of the shirt flying or sticking out in the back. Even that the back side is not something that we're gonna show up, I always like to kind of make sure that everything looks very well glued in the back. You can see here that the back has kind of like a design, but it's because I ran out of white paper. Okay, so now the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue here just to attach the front of the hat to the face. That way it's not gonna kind of go back by itself or bend to the back. And so now I have my Santa Claus complete, and I also have the pieces here, the additional pieces that are gonna go as part of the Santa Claus outfit. So this is the belt. If you don't feel that it's fitting, you can just open one of the layers, and then you will have the space to attach it without any problem. And I'm gluing the belt, but you can also use foamy dots if you want. And then once you have placed the belt, then you can close the layer that you open for the beard to make it fit. These little guys are for the shirt. And I'm using foamy dots for these pieces. And this is the part that is gonna cover the space between the pants and the shirt. And you can see that I have a small gap. You can barely see it, but that's not gonna show up at all once I put this piece on top. And I'm using foamy dots for this piece also. And now once I put it on top, you can see that that gap doesn't show up anymore. So now I have this piece, which is the phrase that says I'm in town. And this piece has been made out of three different pieces that you have. And I'm using glitter cardstock for the kind of like the circles around, and also for the word I'm in town. And I cut two different colors to kind of add that contrast between yellow and pink. I didn't have red, so that's what I'm using, pink, for the letters. And I'm also using ribbon, so it's up to you. If you want to keep it always attached to the Santa Claus, this could be an option. But if you want to kind of be able to use the Santa Claus with or without this part, so you can just use ribbon and make it holding in the back of the Santa Claus. So that way, if you don't feel like you want to keep it attached all the time, so then the ribbon is the best option to go with. So I'm gonna use this ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby last year. I was not able to work with my Cricut last year, so I save it for this year. So I'm gonna glue these pieces, this part of the ribbon, and I have leftovers of the green cardstock, so that has also glue. So I'm using that piece to cover the back. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side. So now I have this piece ready, and I'm just gonna put it on the back of my Santa Claus. And then it's up to you how high or low do you want it to be. So if you want to show the build, then you can make it to be lower than that, or higher. It's definitely up to you. I think for my kind of left a little bit longer the ribbon, but it seems to work. So now the last step that I'm doing is I'm just adding glossy accents on some of the parts for the face, just to make it look shiny. And I will be adding this also all around the pants, shirt, and everything else. And here I have my Santa Claus ready now, ready to be part of my decorations. And it's kind of hard to show their size because it's 17 inches, which is good. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you make it, I guarantee you that you will have fun doing this project. So here is without the words, and here is with the message. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.